Hey you guys, and welcome back to another Shop My Stash video. Like I do in every video, I will show you where I keep all of my Shop My Stash products. This seems like a little bit excessive, but this is like a little, it's not a vanity, it's like this nook countertop area. And right next to it is the full-length mirror that I get ready next to in the morning. So here is where I keep most of the products that I am focused on. Over here is a set of drawers where I keep most of my lip products. Up top probably looks a little different. I have this lipstick organizer, which I had for a while, but I finally put most of my bullet lipsticks up here, and then my brushes for the most part are up there now. In this little S cup I have lip balms and a couple of lip glosses that I've been focused on. In this hanging basket I have all of my setting sprays now, along with all of my Dose of Colors liquid lipsticks and lip glosses, my Fenty lip glosses, some of my favorite lip products. And then in this basket down here are all of the face palettes that I'm focused on. In this basket are items that I reached for that I had not originally reached for in my Shop My Stash. And then the eyeshadow palettes on here are all ones that I'm focused on for the month, but they're going in my 2019 shadow project, which I can link for you guys if you're interested. Over here I have all of my eye brushes separated into 4 different little bins, not bins, little cups. And then over here I have a couple of like body shimmers that I've had for a while. I have my eyeliners and my eyebrow brush, and then I have some little mini fragrances over here too, and my deodorant. And then I have my skincare right here, and then I have my setting powders and just like some random miscellaneous stuff. So that is kind of where I keep my makeup. But if you guys are interested in hearing some mini reviews on the products that I had selected for the past 2 weeks, as well as seeing me shop my stash, then let's get into it. Okay, here are the 4 primers that I had selected the last time around. This one is currently going in a project pan, so this will stay. This one I have rolled into my year-long project pan, so this one will stay. And then I was working on my Milk Hydro Grip primer, as well as my Charlotte Tilbury Wonder Glow primer. Please ignore the nails and the fake tan on my hands. I think I'm going to keep the Milk Hydro in right now. As you can see, I'm about halfway done. I'm going to see if I can finish this up. I really probably could finish this up in a month if I focused on it. This is a primer that I do enjoy and will eventually repurchase, but I'm going to keep this in, and then I will put away my Charlotte Tilbury Wonder Glow for a little bit. This I've had going for the last like month and a half or so, so time to roll this out and potentially roll something else in. I do still have 3 primers going, so I don't necessarily know. I'll probably roll one more in. Okay, it probably looks like a lot of foundation here because it is, but I've recently rolled in quite a bit into project pans, and I said that I was going to have this one pulled all summer. This is my IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Cream in the original version. This I have in my collection, and I've had it longer than the Illumination one, so I would like to get through this just so I can only have one in my collection, and I prefer the illuminating one. So this I'm going to obviously keep in and keep working away at. These 2 were recently rolled into projects. I recently picked up the Laura Mercier tinted moisturizer, and this is the illuminating version. I wanted a tinted moisturizer for the summer. I recently decluttered a couple, so this I'm going to keep probably for most of the summer as well, just because it is my only technical tinted moisturizer. My Dior Backstage foundation, or like face and body foundation, I have gotten so much use out of this the last couple weeks. I would love to keep this in, but I need to roll this out because I did my due diligence and I got a lot of use out of this. Now the Too Faced Peach Perfect, I don't know if I maybe used it one time, but if I did, I only used this one time, so this I'm going to keep in. And then my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow I've been using as a mixer because this one is a little bit too dark for me, and by a little bit I mean a lot bit. It's in shade 206, so I've been using this as a mixer. This is almost done, so I'm just going to keep this one rolled in so that I can keep trying to mix this. Like I could mix this with my IT Cosmetics foundation because this one is way too light for me right now. This will be done potentially in the next 2 weeks, so we'll keep this guy in for now. And then I do still obviously have a lot of foundations, but 2 of them are going in projects, so I might end up still rolling a foundation or 2 in. I love to switch up my foundation. Okay, here were the 4 concealers that I had pulled. I like to keep 4 pulled at a time. So this one is the Ulta Beauty one, and I got really good use out of this. I want to keep this in and keep using it because I really do like it, but I feel like I should put this one away for a bit. My Wet n Wild one I have going in a project, so this will stay. My Laura Mercier one I didn't use in the last 2 weeks, but I was getting a ton of use out of this before that. I still think I might keep this in for 1 more. And then my Tarte Shape Tape, I used a couple of times, not a ton. I think I might keep this in for 1 more rotation as well, but I will still rotate 1 more concealer in to replace that Ulta Beauty one. We had a lot going on for bronzer. Sorry, my lighting is never the best. I don't have a very well lit makeup nook. Okay, so these 2 are going in projects. These are going to stay. This Ulta Beauty contour stick I'm going to keep in. I've been using this as a cream bronzer and I've really been enjoying it. I recently picked up the Milk Baked bronzer, but I've been getting so much use out of this. I know I'm going to have both going at a time, but I almost would rather finish this one up before really going in on the Milk Makeup one. So I'm going to keep working away at this. I really, really do like this. It's a really beautiful shade, especially for the summertime when I'm looking for a little bit more warmth. Super, super creamy, very easy to blend out, a really nice product. Okay, so then I also had my L'Oreal True Matte Bronze It, or True Match Lumi Bronze It. I used this a couple times. I actually really do enjoy this. The first few times I used this, I thought I wasn't going to like it, but I have really been enjoying this. This is more of like a contour shade because it is, I'll show you guys, a little bit more cool toned. It says Lumi, but I don't know, like, well, I can see like some micro fine glitter in there, but I don't notice like a ton of illumination from this. Even though I got some decent use out of this the last couple weeks, I would still like to keep this in for 1 more rotation. I think I can put my Urban Decay Beached Bronzer away for a little bit. I got some use out of this, and this has been in rotation for a couple of rounds now. And then I had also pulled this little mini guy I had gotten from an Ipsy bag. This is by the Beauty Crop. I actually really enjoyed this as well. I don't know if you'll be able to tell on camera, but it is, again, a little bit more cool toned. I used this, I believe, 3 times. I want to keep this in 1 more rotation and just give it a little bit more use, a little bit more love. Those 2 are automatic stay-ins because they're in projects, but I've been wanting to reach for something else just because I had been so focused on those for so long. So I'll keep this in, and I will still probably end up rolling in a bronzer or even 2. Powders I'm going to keep completely the same. I have this one from IT Cosmetics. It's the Bye Bye Pores Illumination. I'm just trying to use this up, so once I use this up, I'll roll in a new pressed powder. Then I have my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush powder, which is going in a project pan, and as you can tell, I'm almost done. For my pressed powder, loose powder, I'm going to keep my Hourglass going. I didn't use a ton of loose powder the last couple weeks, and then I also still have this little mini Tarte Smooth Operator that I still have about half left of. I would like to just finish this before rolling this out, so I'll just keep this in until I finish this. Okay, we had a lot going on for blush as usual. This is my Essence Satin Touch. My lid of this broke off, but this is going in a project, so this will clearly stay. Then I had my Flower Beauty Warm Hibiscus blush. I used this a couple of times. I feel like I didn't get enough use out of this, but I also, I'll keep this 1 more rotation. My Tarte, I believe, is this Ginger Pop. Tarte Ginger Pop, I don't think I reached for 1 time, so I need to keep this in and reach for this. Then I had this Alamar Cosmetics palette, and I did end up using this a couple of times. I ended up using the shade Castaway, which is this one right here, as well as Paraiso, which is this one. Paraiso? I don't know how to pronounce anything. Which is this one right here. I think this is beautiful. It's not as pigmented as I expected, which is actually fine because in the pan, these look super, super vibrant. I liked this, but I think I'm going to put this away and try and reach for some other blush in my collection. And then I had this holiday palette from NARS, this holiday blush palette as well, and I reached for only this shade on the end. Maybe I'll keep this one going. I'm going to keep this one in 1 more rotation. Okay, as always, there's a ton going on for highlight as well, so Really quick, I don't believe I reached for my Dose of Colors I Love Sarah E highlight at all, so I'm going to keep this in. My Flower Beauty Strobe Shimmer and Strobe palette, I reached for this 2 or 3 times. This is such an intense highlighting palette. If you guys like a beaming highlighting palette that's under $20, I would highly recommend this, but I'm ready to put this away. Okay, I'm keeping my Artist Couture highlighting powder in all summer. I love this. I didn't reach for this the last couple weeks, but I had been reaching for it so much before then. This will be in all summer. Beautiful, stunning, wet, juicy, just beautiful highlight. I think I used my Hourglass palette once. I think I will keep this one more time just because I didn't get too much use out of this. Now, a pairing I've been loving is my Milk Lipstick, which I'm going to keep in because it's a cream product. I get the most use out of my cream products in the summertime, so this will stay in probably all summer. But I have been layering that with my ColourPop Lunch Money highlight, and it has been beautiful. So I've gotten a ton of use out of this Lunch Money highlight, and I should put this away for a little bit, so I will. And then my ABH Amrezy highlight, I use this one more time, but I'm not ready to put this away yet, so I will keep this in. Okay, here were the face palettes that I was focused on. Now, I've reached for this one only once in the last 2 rotations, but I just don't feel inspired by this right now, so I'm going to put this away for a little bit. This Becca one, I don't want to put away, but I know I need to reach for other face palettes in my collection. I have gotten some really good use out of this, so I'm going to put this away. I still intend to pull this out at least 1 or 2 more rotations for the summer. And then I still have not reached into my ABH Sugar Glow Kit, but because we're reaching like July and the heart of the summer, in fact, this video might go up July 1st, I want to pull back out the like tan one. I forget what it's called. So I'm going to put this away and I'm going to pull for that one just because that one's such a like summer-esque sort of vibe. And then we are left with all these hodgepodgey items here. I always have 4 mascaras going at once, which I know is a little bit extra. It's not time for me to roll any of these out. So we have the Wander Beauty Mile High Club, which I just pulled last rotation. I've really been enjoying this. I like to layer this. This isn't going to give you super voluminous lashes, but if you're just looking for like a light wispy lash on a no makeup day, this is beautiful. I have Too Faced Better Than Sex. This should be done by the end of July, I think is about my 4-month mark. I don't really care for this mascara, but I don't hate it enough to declutter it. Then I have a little mini Milk Kush mascara. This is the waterproof version, perfect for the summertime. And I still have my Marc Jacobs Nior mascara, which I really, really enjoy. I enjoy this combination so much. I just realized I think I forgot to mention that I'm going to keep my Tarte Clay Play in rotation. I did actually get some good use out of this, and I was enjoying using it, so I'm going to keep this in for another rotation. Then back up here, we just have my Too Faced Glitter Glue, which is always here. This Coconut or Kopari Lip Glossy is in a project, so this stays in all the time. My Fenty Beauty Matchstick is my cream contour, like until I use it up, which will be forever from now, so this always stays. I have the Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops in Sunlight, which are going in a project. I have a little mini Benefit Gimme Brow, which I've actually been getting really good use out of, so I'm just going to keep this in until I use it up. I recently got this in an Allure Beauty Box. This is the Burberry Fresh Glow, which I love, so I just put it here to use. And then I have my Hollywood Flawless Filter by Charlotte Tilbury, which I'm going to keep in all summer long. And then back here, I also had pulled my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in Luminous Light. I used this to set my whole face a couple of days, and it was just too much. I could use this as a like less intense highlight, which actually I'm going to keep this in for 1 more rotation and use this as a subtle highlight, but I have gotten some good use out of this and will probably end up rotating this out next rotation. Okay, you guys, and then here are the lip products that I have been wearing the last couple weeks. It's possible that I've forgotten a few, but these are the ones I set aside to like remind myself to talk to you guys about. So, swatched on my hand, I'm going to try and get good lighting, which I never seem to be able to get. From left to right, on the left I have the Dominique Cosmetics Lemonade Gloss in Peach Tea, which I have been loving. Then I have Urban Decay Gloss in Fireball, which has like this beautiful pink tint to it, beautiful for the summer. Third is the Becca X Chrissy Teigen Beach Bum Gloss, which I've also been loving. Fourth is the Lawless liquid lipstick in the shade Leo. And then in the middle there we have the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Bullet lipstick in the shade Colada. And then we have Huda Beauty liquid matte lipstick in the shade Muse, which is that like purpley mauve shade. And then I have Ofra liquid lipstick in the shade Bal Harbour, and on the end is a lip tar from OCC Cosmetics in the shade Queen. So those are the lip products that I used the last couple of weeks. Alright you guys, and then finally in this basket are items that I reached for that I had not originally pulled in my Shop My stash. So up first I had the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Glotion. I've just been using this as a body lotion, like a shimmering body lotion, to try and use it up, and I've actually really enjoyed it that way. I did reach for the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter because I was looking for a subtle highlight to wear to work, and I hadn't reached for this in a long time. I do like this, but because I have that Hourglass one that I'm going to keep in one more rotation, I think I'm going to put this back. This I'm going to keep just set aside. The YSL Touche Eclat All-in-One Glow I had put away, but then I reached for it again. I really, really like this. This is like... It's not a tinted moisturizer, but it's a very light coverage, in my opinion at least. It's a very light coverage foundation, and I've really been loving it for the summertime. I'm going to put this away and try not to reach for it so I can rotate through other foundations because I've used this so much. Then I had my Flower Beauty Blush Bombs. I've been playing with some cream products lately, you guys, and I've been having fun. I like this, and I actually may pull this into rotation just because I've been enjoying liquid and cream products. This was something I got in probably an Ipsy. This is Au Naturel. It's a lip and cheek stick. It's a little bit more difficult to work with. It's like it's a cream blush slash lip product, and it's stiffer than I would like it to be, or like a little bit harder, so sometimes it can tug away at my foundation, but I do really like this, and I think I'm also going to pull this into rotation. Another product I'm going to pull into rotation is this Milk Makeup Cream Blush in the shade Work. I've really been enjoying this. A beautiful color. And then I have two liquid shadows because I've been really into just a liquid shadow and go. This first one is from Essence. It's their Metal Shock eyeshadow in the shade, okay, I'm not sure about the shade here, but this is like a rose gold purpley shade. Really beautiful. I think I'm going to put this one away though. I'm going to pull this one into rotation. This is in the shade Kitten. This is one of the Stila, not glittering glows, but one of the shimmering glows. I've been loving this for the summertime, so I'm going to pull this in, and we'll probably end up keeping this in all summer long. Okay guys, it is now time to shop the stash. My makeup may look a little bit different. Overall, it's still in these drawers, which I got at HomeGoods. I always get questions about that, but I do have my liquid shadows now up with my foundation. So for foundation, I only want to pull one foundation in, and I think I'm going to go with the Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation just because it's a lighter weight foundation and a really nice one in the summertime. So I think this would be the perfect time to use this. And then in my top drawer, I have concealers and powders. And right now, I feel like for pressed powder, actually, I am going to pull the CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Powder. I want to see if this is a close enough dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush powder because I'm almost done with that one, and I'm looking for a cheaper alternative. I know someone recommended the Flower Beauty powder to me, so I'm interested in trying that as well. But right now I'm going to be pulling this CoverGirl one. I don't need to pull a loose powder, but I am going to pull one more concealer. I think I'm going to pull my NYX HD concealer just because it's been a while since I've used this. I have mine in the shade CW01, so I will pull this and we'll call it good for this drawer. Then here we have my bronzer drawer, and I really, really have been itching to use my Marc Jacobs Tantastic bronzer, so I am going to be grabbing that. And I feel like I'm also going to pull Balm Desert. It was either going to be this or the ADH bronzer because I need a bronzer that's just a little bit dark. Both of those are my darkest bronzers, I should say. so I need to be getting use out of them in the summertime. Next rotation, I really want to reach for my NARS Sun Washed Bronzer. And honestly, next time I should also swap out my Tantastic bronzer for my Marc Jacobs Tantric bronzer, because this one always gets forgotten about because I have the Tantastic now. Yeah, Tantastic. But I will pull those 2 bronzers and we'll call it good for this drawer. Okay, on to blush. I have quite a bit of blush going right now, but I do want to pull... Okay, I'm going to pull this Milani blush. This is one of the rose ones, and this is in the shade Coral Cove, just because I can really only get use out of this in the summertime. So a good time to pull this. And then I also want to pull this MAC. This is like a blush topper. This is in the shade Fairly Precious. It looks beautiful, but because it is more shimmery, I really only like to wear this in the summertime. So again, a really great time to be pulling for this. Okay, this is highlighting drawer number 1, and I think I'm going to grab my Laura Geller Baked Gelato Swirl palette. It's been a while. Whoops. It has been a while since I have reached for this, and I actually do really enjoy all 3 of these highlights. So I'm going to pull this. And then a part of me also wants to pull my NARS Fort de France highlight, which looks like this. I also really love this one for the summertime, so I think I'll pull this. And then we have, ooh, you know what I also want to do, you guys? Okay, I'm going to pull both of these Fenty limited, I think they were limited edition, but I swear you can still get them. These were from her summer collection last year. I'm not going to use these on my face, but I want to use them as eyeshadows. This one is in the shade 7 Day Weekend and Poolside, and it's just so beautiful. And then this is Sandcastle and Mint Mojito. Again, just stunning, but I just never reach for these because they're not really highlight shades for me, or highlight shades that I would wear on a day-to-day basis, but I can definitely get use out of them as eyeshadows. So then we have this next drawer, which is more highlights, and I have plenty of highlights now. I think next month I really want to reach for my Persona Zuma highlight again, and also my other Dose of Colors I Love Sarah E highlight, so I'm going to put these right at the forefront to remind me. In this drawer we have a bunch of single shadows, which right now, so last month I had been using a pigment from MAC. I feel like I should pull at least one thing from here. Maybe I'll pull, I haven't pulled this in a while. This is my Tarte Chrome Paint Pot in Top Yacht, which is just this really beautiful and easy to use shade, so I should pull this and get some use out of it. Okay, and here we have mascara, eyeliners, which I have a bunch of eyeliners set aside. I forgot to share with you guys. I just like to set my eyeliners aside rather than like pull each month, because I don't want to like plan my eye looks around the eyeliners I had pulled. Rather, I'd like to be creative with my eye looks and then pull it together with an eyeliner, if that makes sense. And then I have eyebrow products here, but I still have this MAC pencil that I'm trying to get through, so I think we'll hold off on pulling anything out of this drawer. Here is my face palette drawer. I always try and pull at least one face palette. I am going to pull the Tarte Blush palette. I like never reach for this, so I should try and keep this going for a couple rotations and get some use out of these. So this will be the face palette that I pull. And then I said I was going to grab my ABH Sun Dipped Glow Kit, so that is what I'm going to do. This is what mine looks like. I love this glow kit. And then in the bottom 2 drawers, I have just like skincare backups in here. And then I have new stuff in here, which I have tons of new stuff. So I don't know if you guys are going to be seeing this before or after my makeup rehab update, but I can promise it doesn't look quite as bad as it looks, at least to my bank account. I did have points that I actually ended up getting to exchange. I was shocked at Sephora, and I also had points that I redeemed at Ulta. But looking in here, I really want to pull this Kaja eye duo. I also really want to pull my Natasha Denona Bronze and Glow. For palettes, I have palettes I'm already focused on right now, so I'm not going to pull any palettes out of here. I also want to reach for, even though I have like a million blushes going, I picked up this Hourglass Dim Infusion blush, and I've been like itching to use this, so I'm going to pull this in as well. I think we're going to call it good on the new drawer then. Okay, up top here, I also wanted to grab, I think a couple. I'm going to grab this Wander Beauty liquid shadow, and then I'm also going to grab this Stila Shimmer and Glow, which is like a purple shade. This is in the shade Cloud. I'm gonna grab both of these because, like I said, I've really been enjoying liquid shadows lately. Okay, guys, that is going to wrap it up for today's Shop My Stash video. I might end up doing like a get ready with me testing new makeup because I feel like I have almost enough for a full face, if not a full face, of first impressions out of stuff that I've gotten recently. So be on the lookout for that because I'm looking really full over here. But I'm off work now for a week, so I'm hoping to get to sit down and play with makeup quite a bit over the course of the next week and get some good use out of these products. Maybe going forward I'll try and like declutter like an item or two throughout each Shop My Stash, or like at least one time a month. But we'll see about that. Anyway, you guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will catch you in Mondays. Oh, I forgot to mention, so for palettes, I'm doing this new thing each month where I randomly select 4 palettes to work on outside of the palettes in my project pan. So I'm not really shopping my stash for palettes. If you guys are interested in seeing me shop my stash or something along those lines for my palettes, I can think about doing that. But the palettes that I am currently working on are the Coral Obsessions palette by Huda, the Pure Festival palette, which I've been loving, Sassy Siennas by Dose of Colors, Electric Obsessions by Huda, and then the Soft Glam. I've also recently brought some new palettes in my collection that I'm hoping to get reviews up for you guys, and then play around with those quite a bit. So more to come on that, but that's going to wrap it up for today's video. See you guys.